This week in EDAV, we watched a series of videos on education. The first one was a 1.1, and it was what is new learning, and it defined it as typically appearing when there are changes in technology, society, and as a result of human movement. And I thought that was really cool because this is my first education class, and I found that a really easy way to look at it. And the second video we watched was science and the practice of education. And it broke it up into 3 different parts. And the first one was teaching as an art, the second one was teaching as a vocation, and the third one was teaching as a science. Teaching as an art was mainly a way of relating, being creative and persuasive. It was based off of your natural instinct. And teaching as a vocation, which is the one that I have seen the most because just like in education systems, and it was defined as a set of routines associated with a job. The third one and last one in the section was teaching as a science, and it was just really diagnosing and designing and tracking, which so just more of like the analytical part of teaching. The third video we watched was learning and education, and it was defining the key terms, which I really appreciated since this is my first education class. It said learning, we all have an innate capacity, and it's just part of living. And it was really cool because it said that if we wanted to grow up, we had to learn. And I've never really thought about it like that because, never had to look at it that way before. We did a training, and it was becoming familiar with a specific task, which makes sense. Then it said education, and it was systematically acquiring knowledge and innovating. And then it said we have a capacity to pick up things in our environment that aren't biological, which other, species on Earth don't have. And then it says other animals learning just through natural selection and biological mutations, and thankfully we don't do that. So it also says we're in a constant dynamic human environment, and we basically jumped out of the only bioevolution. And the key to culture is we can teach new things to everyone, and we nurture learning in a conscious way. The fourth video we watched, which was my favorite video, and it was the formal and informal learning. And it says informal is at home, it's from everyday living, it's just kind of like how you interact with people. The semi-formal was like if you had an apprenticeship or if you were doing like an internship and it's on the job. Formal would be institutions like schools or business or college or whatever. Informal, again, was like playing blocks, like whenever you're little and you play and you're building things, and how children learn, it's how they learn the first parts of their lives. Informal and formal combine in early childhood, that through like playing games that could be facilitated or just doing it with your peers and learning from them. In your learning community, which is the place, time, participants. And then another word that I've never heard before was pedagogy, and it was what teachers get learners to do, and I'd never heard that word before, so it was really good getting that and learning about that. And then the last video that I really liked was the modern educational institutions, and it defined the learning community again as the modern school, its buildings and the administration's structures and the rules for the school. And it did curriculum forms, which was programs, courses, and syllabi. And a lot of what we are learning in the modern world are through informal learning. And because he gave the example of like who taught us how to use Facebook, and you really just have to get on there and just look at it and kind of like learn for yourself. But everyone knows, not to post certain stuff. It's kind of like a human nature type rule. And it also said that the culture of pedagogy is always changing. And yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I really liked all the videos this week, and thanks for watching.